Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that His presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. I am happy to be back from vacation. Had a great time in Michigan with all of Vonda's family, and then also in Kansas City with Rebecca and Josh. But it's good to be home, and it's good to get back to the word for the scattered. And you'll recall, probably 4 weeks ago, we started in on 1 Kings, and in particular, the stories of Elijah. And to meet Elijah, we first met Ahab. Ahab was the king of Israel about 875 BC, and Ahab was really a bad king. He misled the people in lots of ways. The biggest thing he did that was so wrong is that he took for his wife Jezebel, who was the daughter of the king of Sidon. And when he married Jezebel, he didn't just get Jezebel, and he didn't just get, good relations with Sidon and his father-in-law. He also got her gods. And in particular, he got Baal, the storm god. And so when Ahab married Jezebel, he also built a worship center, a temple, and constructed an altar and set that up for Baal, the storm god, within Israel. And of course, you know that Israel was only to worship the Lord. It was the Lord who brought them up out of Egypt. It is the Lord who is the maker of the heavens and the earth. It is the Lord alone who is worthy of our worship, worthy of our Lord, worthy of our lives. And so Ahab did this evil thing by bringing in Baal and setting up an altar to Baal, the storm god, within the people of Israel and the land of Israel. And so in chapter 17, where we meet Elijah for the first time, here's what we read. Here's the word of the Lord. That Elijah the Tishbite from Tishbe in Gilead, he went to Ahab and he said this, that as surely as the Lord, the God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there will be neither dew nor rain over these next years except at my word. Now, there's a lot of contrasts that are implied here in these words of Elijah. Again, the God of Israel, the Lord, the God of Israel, who lives, before whom I stand, says this, that there will be neither rain nor dew at my word over these next years. Contrast number one, the Lord is the God of Israel. And here is Ahab, king of Israel, and he has made an altar and a temple for another god. And so contrast number one, Ahab, you're the king of Israel, but you're worshiping the wrong God. Contrast number two, as the Lord, the God of Israel, lives. Okay, and the implication is Baal does not live. You're worshiping a God who does not live, a God who does not give life, a God who is dead. And I'm standing before the living God, the God of Israel, the Lord. Contrast number three, before whom I stand. Elijah stands before the Lord, the God of Israel. Baal is the god of the Sidonians and a dead god. And yet that's who Ahab has placed himself before. And so the question is, are you going to stand before the living God, or are you going to stand before a bogus dead God? And to stand before the Lord means that you're going to serve the Lord. And so Elijah is serving the Lord. Ahab, God, the king of Israel, isn't serving the Lord, the God of Israel. He's standing before and serving Baal. And so what's the word? The word is that there's not going to be any rain, not even any dew, except at the word of the Lord that comes through Elijah. And so Ahab is going to learn that his God, Baal, may claim to give rain, but doesn't. He's dead. That it's the Lord who gives rain. It's the Lord who gives life. Now, I know there's a lot packed in there, and maybe I'm trying to pack too much into this, but I think here's the main thing for us to take away. Kind of the realization, are we standing before the living God? Jesus, crucified and risen, Have we placed our lives before Him, and to where we're serving Him and we're standing before Him and we recognize that He is the giver of life? Or have we somehow been deceived into making alliance, marrying something, if you will, to where now we're getting another God that's actually dead, and yet we're standing before that dead God as if that dead God can do something for us? So wherever you find yourself scattered today, I just challenge you to ponder those words of Elijah, that as the Lord lives, the God of Israel, before whom I stand, there will be neither dew nor rain except at my word over these next few years. We stand before the living God. We stand before the resurrected Christ. And we need to serve Christ and not be deceived into thinking that life comes from somewhere else. Well, God bless. Have a great day. Good to be back with you, and look forward to this journey through Elijah and Ahab in 1 Kings. Have a great day.